if you have a solid shoulder mount and you want to try a different transition way into your brass monkey, this is a great option to take it from the shoulder mount to your brass monkey. I've actually found in teaching that a very large percentage of polars actually prefer this as their number one transition into brass monkey. I hear a lot of polars say that they feel like they get locked in more with their knee if they shoulder mount into their brass monkey. That being said, still definitely work on the drop down because, as I'm sure you know, after X number of shoulder mounts, our butts start to feel a little heavy, okay? So if your brass monkey is dependent on only that shoulder mount, it's gonna make it tough sometimes to work it into combos possibly, okay? So I would encourage you to work on multiple entrances into your brass monkey, not just this one, in case it does end up to be your favorite, okay? So number one question that I get on this one, when you're taking it to a shoulder mount to a brass monkey, which shoulder mount ends up in which brass monkey, okay? So you can actually shoulder mount and go to either brass monkey from the same shoulder mount, okay? That being said, if you go to the opposite side, shoulder to leg, the hands literally just slide, okay? There isn't as much of a transition. If you go to the same side, one hand is gonna have to switch over the hand, okay? So it's a very minimal difference. You're most likely gonna find what works best for you, okay? So if you're comfortable with the shoulder mount, I would say don't necessarily worry about which side takes you to which one, try both. Okay, honestly, I think both of them feel fine. It would more so depend on, well, okay, where do I want to go with my brass monkey? Okay, so there isn't a right or a wrong. Only thing is that if you're going to the opposite side, there's less hand switches. Okay, so it just makes it a little bit smoother. That's all. Okay, so let's look at this. If I go to a shoulder mount, I am on your right shoulder, and I'm going to go to the opposite knee. Okay, so if I start in a straddle, I'm going to take my legs over to the same side as my shoulder mount. Shoot my hips up, hook that inside knee, outside foot goes behind the pole. Now from here, my hands just slide. And I'm here, okay? That bottom hand went from being in that cup grip of the shoulder mount to sliding until the fingers pointed down, okay? Now, if we take it to the same side, I'm gonna stick with the same side shoulder mount to hopefully make it less confusing. But now instead of going crossbody to my opposite leg, I'm going to take it to the same leg. And you can see not a whole lot of difference, slight variation. If you're watching someone do this and you weren't looking for this, you may or may not even notice, right? So starting the same way, straddle, both legs to the opposite side. Shoot up, hook that knee, hand behind. As I slide, see my hand that was my top comes below and then slides. Okay, we end up on the opposite side, brass monkey, and just a minimal shift in the hands, okay? So a couple things that are important on this one. A, be comfortable with your shoulder mount before you try this one, okay? B, on this, make sure you shoot your hips up when you go to hook your knee. That will give you a much more solid knee hook, okay? Sometimes when people are kind of hesitant in their shoulder mount and they don't shoot their hips up quite as high, they might not get quite as secure of a grip in that knee peg. Okay, so here's a transition to try out from your shoulder mount to the brass monkey. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer going to the same side? Do you prefer the opposite side?